Okay, so welcome to Eudelphia and Team Eudelphia. To set the context, so this will be part of the non-timed. We're going to quickly introduce ourselves and show our IDs. The four of us are all members of the Executive MBA Cohort 61. This is Group 7, and we are joined by a non-Quantic student who is also present here as well. So let's, without further ado, begin the presentation.
Let me start with a simple fact. Around 20% of young adults say they don't have anyone they can really count on. Time with friends has dropped by 70% over the past 20 years. Loneliness is now an epidemic. People are burned out by swipe culture, social media that creates dopamine inequality, trust issues, and AI stigma. Technology clearly fuels this epidemic, and yet most of us agree it can also help us connect and maintain relationships. So this is why we not just see problems, but a huge opportunity. Loneliness is a signal that you need human connection, a craving for authentic, meaningful relationships with those who make you feel seen and understood. At the core, a sense of belonging is a fundamental human need. Let me introduce Eudelphia, a social wellness app that helps people take actions against loneliness, harnessing the power of AI and networking technology. Guided by our values, Eudelphia is where technology guides us back to each other.
Let me quickly walk you through the product. Daily prompts show up at random time to encourage unscripted authenticity. Video only because it expresses so much. We want fewer, better connections instead of more shallow ones. Watch the content to learn about your connections. You can respond to the same prompts, which becomes a kind of asynchronous get to know each other conversation. Qualitative feedback on content and sentiment analysis helps develop a personal meta profile used to match connections with similar values and interests. If they live nearby, even better. Even avatars of video because movement is a big part of what people actually look like. Closer connections share more revealing and more expressive content over time because closeness is a factor of the number and the depth of interactions people have with one another.
Two of our core values are empathy and authenticity. We foster a culture of kindness and compassion, creating a safe space for people to grow, a space to reflect on themselves, to reach out and connect somebody new, and grow your community. And we encourage stepping out of the digital world into real-life connections through coaching, events, and potentially our village concept, a physical space to experience Eudelphia. Because in the end, connections are felt through the air you breathe, warmth that you feel. It is truly empowering.
We will launch Eudelphia as a B2C platform in the US and globally for English speakers. By year 3, we'll expand with a B2B offering for greater reach. Our core product will be a free app supported by advertising. By year 2 and 3, we'll introduce our paid subscriptions for power users with enhanced features like unlimited messaging and AI-powered prompts, and our premier experience, which will offer the most personalized and comprehensive experience, including exclusive events, content, and an ad-free experience. Our primary target is adults aged 25 to 45, a tech-fluent group, yet experiencing the negative effects of doom scrolling. They're seeking meaningful connections and are dissatisfied with superficial interactions enabled by social media. They're also navigating life transitions and actively craving self-improvement and wellness, making them the ideal audience for our platform. The total addressable market is approximately $1.7 billion in the US and more than double outside the US. We made a few assumptions to achieve this, assuming there are 18 million potential lonely people in the US, 48 million globally, using census data and Gallup poll. A user distribution of 70% choosing Eudelphia Plus, a more affordable option, and 30% opting for the premier experience, leading to a weighted average revenue per user of $95.88. Our launch strategy for Eudelphia is a 3-phased approach designed to build momentum and ensure sustainable growth. First phase, starting 3 to 4 months before launch, is the seed phase, which is all about building awareness and a strong community. We'll create a landing page to capture early signups and use informative, dynamic content to engage with our audience. We are also planning to generate buzz by attending relevant industry conferences. In the launch phase, which lasts through the first 6 months, our focus is on member acquisition. We'll achieve this through strategic partnerships with wellness influencers and by executing a targeted digital campaign to get the word out. Finally, our ongoing sustained phase is dedicated to member retention and growth. We'll launch an ambassador program to empower our power users, host branded events, and partner with organizations that share our mission to expand our reach and reinforce our community.
When it comes to connections, we're not the first ones to see the opportunity. The space is crowded, dominated by dating apps like Bumble, Hinge, and Tinder, and social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and BeReal. They each serve millions, sometimes billions of users. But here's the catch. The algorithms are designed to maximize time on the platform, not time together in real life. They profit when you keep scrolling, not when you build lasting friendships or relationships and put your phone down. These platforms have three common weaknesses. They foster superficial engagements, they have mismatched intent, and trust and authenticity issues, from catfishing to AI-generated personas. Even newer entrants that market themselves as authentic still rely heavily on gamified engagement loops that keep users trapped in digital echo chambers. If you haven't picked up the subtle cues from our background graphics, this is the blue ocean market space for intentional relationship cultivation and deeper social wellness. We prioritize quality over quantity, offering tools and experiences that nurture social skills, empathy, and personal growth within a supportive community. Our competitive advantage is that Eudelphia isn't about replacing real life, it's about bringing it back. Unlike platforms that chase endless followers or surface-level engagements, we're focused on quality connections over quantity. We create space for authentic and even vulnerable interactions, helping members move from online conversations to meaningful offline experiences. By combining technology, genuine connections, and community, Eudelphia carves out a new market space, one that centers on self-discovery and social wellness in a way no other platform does. Now let me introduce you to the founding team members behind Eudelphia. Our founding team brings together diverse expertise with decades of experience across technology, business strategy, growth, and product innovations, as you can see right here. Jonathan Ross will be our CEO. Davidicus is our CTO. Moon Kim will be our Chief Growth Officer. Dr. Yuko Nakazawa is our Chief Product Officer. And I, Moon Cho, will be the COO.
Okay, let's talk execution. Here's the milestones that matter. Right off the bat, we need final specs to set legal groundwork and to get seed funding locked down. Year one is about proving the concept. We build lean, launch a closed beta with early adopters, then go public with freemium. We want a community moderator early because psychological safety and trust will be fundamental to growth. In year two, we start adding gas to figure out retention, monetization, and acquisition. Subscription tiers, affiliate programs, and invite-only events will be in sight. And meanwhile, we plant a headquarters flag. Year three is about owning the category. More events, a premium tier, and our B2B play. Care homes and health organizations will pay to bring wellness to their members. Series A talks start here. This is liftoff. On the KPI side, it's about watching lifestyle and social app store conversion rates closely. We'll also track customer acquisition costs versus customer lifetime value to ensure sustainable growth and measure user wellness scores and NPS for impact. We want to grow fast, but with discipline and purpose. So that's the flight plan. Every quarter has a goal, and we'll watch the right metrics so we can pull the right levers. This will turn a niche product into a category leader.
So thank you. And on the financial side, of course, our projections do reflect what has been outlined by my teammates so far. Admittedly, we're looking at a revenue profile which does follow the classic hockey stick, but we actually think this is actually very valid and achievable in our case. You'll notice that we do have multiple revenue streams available. Admittedly, we're going to live and die initially based on our app. And again, keeping those customer acquisition costs low, reducing the churn rate, and making sure we convert a sufficient number of the freemium users to one of the two paid tiers. But in addition, we also do have advertising sponsorship. We have our branded live events. We have affiliate referral fees eventually coming, as well as B2B licensing and merchandising if all goes well. You'll also notice in terms of the comments about the total addressable market, that actually our growth is not out of line in terms of capturing really just a small percentage of that available market. And if you'll notice where you see the biggest jumps really start to happen is as we transition from years 2 to 3 and beyond there. Also noting too, the number of app subscribers is not growing at, we think, a ridiculous or overly optimistic pace. Next slide, please. From a fundraising standpoint, we have outlined we're going to be looking to raise as a pre-seed before we commence operations $2 million. This is going to allow us sufficient runway, we feel, to be able to develop an app, an MVP product, which actually will be functional enough for us to be able to start doing test marketing during year one. Almost all of our expenditures during this period are going to be focused on the initial operations to be able to get that going. We'll be using trusted outsourced offshore resources to develop the app, and we know we can get a lot of bang for our buck doing so. As we transition into the second year, right before that, we would be targeting an angel round of an additional $5 million. Even though we will have very minor revenues projected for year one, they get somewhat larger in year two. And as long as we're showing traction, we feel that angel round is going to take us even further, allow for the additional technical development, and allow us to start building out the infrastructure that we need. Next slide. So our references are here. We want to thank you all for listening to this. And we also want to say that our team is absolutely convinced that the time is now for a solution like this. We've shown you the reasons why, and we're utterly convinced if we seize the time now, we can have a valid and much needed product out into the market sooner than you may realize. Thank you.